Hello, everybody. You've just taken your first test, and I thought that the best thing to do to kind of help you move on from here is for me to record a video with instructions of what to do next, especially for those of you who've never taken a class with me before and don't haven't experienced this idea of reassessing. But even for my returning students, obviously things are going to work a little bit different this quarter. All right, so here I am in my fake student account. So what's going to happen is you're going to receive from me a message up here that will have attached to it your written work and with my grades on it. And the first thing you'll notice is that there is not just a score at the top of the test. Remember that the way that I grade is I go through each of the standards and I assign you 0 through 4 for each of those standards. Now, some of the standards have multiple questions, and so what you'll see is that you'll get one score for all of the questions in that standard. And so when you receive that, remember the place that you go to make sense out of all of it is you go to the rubrics, which is right under the syllabus. And so the rubrics for each standard describe what it means if I give you a 2, or if I give you a 4, or if I give you a 3 in each specific case. And so, remember the 0 through 4 is not like any kind of grade that you would plug in your calculator or anything. They just are shorthand for these levels, right? Not yet, novice, developing, proficient, and expert. All right, so you've received a score for each of the first 5 standards now. And you can go and look in your gradebook at them as well. So you scroll down past your homework, and what you're going to see is you'll see a score in here that I've given you for this particular assessment, and then down here I put the level where you stand at right now. So let's say that you're not pleased with 1 or 2 of them or whatever, and you would like the opportunity to reassess. So first of all, understand when you can do that. The time where you will be able to reassess will be this next Thursday, okay? And you don't have to reassess on the standards. If you're happy with all of your scores, then you don't do any of what I'm about to describe. You may reassess on any of the standards you want. You can just reassess on 1, you can reassess on 2, you can reassess on all of them. Okay, but remember that you need to qualify to reassess on your standards. So what you're going to do is under the rubrics, it says bookwork for reassessments. So you're going to open that up. And let's just say that I need to reassess on standards 2 and 3. Let's say that in my fake student account, those were the 2 that I didn't get the score I really wanted on them. And so what I would do is I would open up to section 5.2 and I would do number 3 and 5. And then I would open up, well, same section, and I would do all of these problems from the book. Okay, so this comes from the book. And remember, you can have an electronic copy of the book. And so hopefully everyone has one by now. But remember, the textbook link's just right here. And so you do those problems on paper. Just the same way you did on the test, right? Write it all out. And then, of course, check your work in the back. They're all odd problems, so you can check the work in the back of the textbook to make sure that you're doing it correctly. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go down to the assessments, okay? So if you click on assessments, standard 1 through 5 assessments and reassessments, notice that the assessment disappeared from yesterday, right? There used to be the assessment here, but it disappeared because you only had yesterday to do it, all right? Now, let me show you my view as an instructor, and then you'll see what is going to appear for you. So here's what it will look like. So you'll click on assessments, okay? Standard 1 through 5 assessments and reassessments. And then if I click on this, you can see the assessments that you took yesterday. It's just they're invisible to you as a student. So when I click on remember what I said is I want to do standard 2 reassessment and standard 3 reassessment. What's going to happen is on next Thursday, you will be able to see this, but you won't be able to click on it. So no matter how hard you try, you hit the mouse, it will not open up. So what it is waiting for is for you to attach the bookwork for that standard here. And so I've got to open this up and attach however many pages of bookwork it took me to do all of the problems that we showed above. And then I'll submit that. And the moment I submit that, then it will open up this reassessment to me. Okay. So it has to be done Thursday, but as you can see, it'll be open to you from, the start of Thursday all the way till midnight. So that's the day you can do it, and you can do it anytime that day. But you have to attach the bookwork first, otherwise it's not going to let you click on it. And then just like the test you just took, you'll attach your standard 2 reassessment work here. Okay, so this is a little bit different than the test you took yesterday because you're going to keep the standard separate. So you're attached to standard 2 here, and then if you want to do standard 3 also, that's great, but then you'll attach its bookwork here, you'll take the reassessment, and then you'll attach the work from your reassessment right here. So that's the way that reassessments are going to work. If you have any questions about it at all, please do let me know. The other thing that I'll point out is I haven't done it yet, but in past, that's interesting. It should say past assessments, not pass assessments. Past assessments will have the answer key. So today, at some point, I will post the key for all these past or the assessments you just took yesterday. So you'll be able to use that key to see, what you should have done on the problems, where your mistakes were and things like that. All right, so hopefully that's clear, right? Remember the rubrics are right here. Here's the bookwork that you need to do for any reassessments you want to do. Again, you can just pick one reassessment, you can pick 2, you can pick all of them, or you can pick none. But any ones you want to do, you've got to do that bookwork for ahead of time. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. But other than that, I hope you're having a nice weekend.